there is a man in a dimly lit room. The room itself is not particularly interesting. The only furnishing of note is a small desk, which the man is sitting at. What is more interesting is where this room is located. This room is located in an unused sector of the Amethyst, a Corsair capital ship stolen by the Aster Uprising. After a skirmish with the Nuesis Mandate, the ship took heavy damage and is currently undergoing repairs. There is a laptop on the desk. The man stares at the screen, waiting for someone to join the video call. After some time, a face appears on the screen.
Ah, Agent Kane. Sorry for being late.
Handler Needley, I understand that the inquest is occupied with the war effort, but I would think that you can still make time for regular status reports.
You have to understand, the conflict is not going well. We aren't getting the swift victories that Winchester's expecting. The Mandate has the upper hand in most of our battles so far. So, we've been running around like chickens with their heads cut off trying to get results.
My condolences. Shall we go forward with my update?
Yes, please.
The repair effort continues on the Amethyst. The Uprising has been pulling in resources to help with the construction, although some systems like weapons are probably a lost cause. Regardless, progress is being made at a steady pace. I do doubt that the Aster Uprising is going to be a prominent player any time soon, though. The betrayal truly handicapped their forces.
The betrayal? What is that?
That is what the Uprising is calling the attack from the Nuesis Mandate, since they were, well, betrayed.
Seems a bit on the nose, isn't it?
Next time the Uprising suffers a major blow to their organization, I will direct them to you to name it. Getting back on topic, the Uprising has been trying to establish new alliances to bolster their forces. They've had very little success, though. Many groups are waiting for this conflict with the Mandate to blow over first.
And that's it?
Yes?
And what of your task of collecting more intel on the Mandate?
Yes. No progress on that front.
I don't think you understand the situation we're in. Winchester is expecting results from all departments, and that includes gathering more information on the enemy. I mean, for God's sake, you worked directly with them for some time.
Well, yes. But that was before I knew that investigating them was part of the job description. By the time that I knew we were at war with the Mandate, most of the remaining forces on the Amethyst either fled or were destroyed. There is still one, Casper Velium, but he's been in recovery since his explosive moment during the betrayal. He's also under heavy protection now, being a significant person of interest.
I just want you to realize that the future of our agency is at stake here. Winchester has made it clear, in no uncertain terms, that if we don't produce results soon, that we will be defunded.
Understood. I might be able to acquire Mandate tech. There's enough of it in the wreckages around the ship that the Uprising may not notice some of it missing. I, myself, wouldn't be able to do much with it, but perhaps our engineers could manage.
Yes, that would be good. Most of their tech just explodes before we can get anyone to look at it. Hell, we might be able to come up with some counter strategies.
I will need to figure out what's even possible, though.
Just get it done, Kane. This is your #1 priority.
There's a soft click as the video call ends. The man in the dimly lit room sits there for a minute, contemplating his next actions. He then collects the laptop and puts his hat back on. The man exits the room. He walks down the halls of the unused sector of the Amethyst, towards the more populated sectors of the ship. After some time, he rounds a corner, running into Nestor Nimbus, a fellow member of the Aster Uprising.
Oh, Jake, I didn't see you there.
All good, no harm done. What's going on?
Rock's having me look over some of the mech debris from the betrayal. We're thinking we can reuse some of the parts to repair the Amethyst. Want to give me a hand? Wouldn't hurt to have a second set of eyes.
Yeah, sure. Let's get to work.
All right, time for round 2. Charles, you are now the lens and get to pick our focus for the round.
I'm the lens now. It's me. For the lens, I'd like to do the fallout from the Noesis Mandate's attempt to claim the amethyst. Like events that followed after that attack.
Okay, so you want your focus to be things that happened as a result of their attempt to steal the amethyst.
Correct. So, like for example, like we've talked, and I'm not showing too much, but like for example, like what did the Astro Uprising do after that, or how did Noesis Mandate respond to that? That sort of thing.
So not even specifically Noesis Mandate or Astro Uprising, right? Like how other people might respond to the knowledge of it too.
Exactly.
Okay. Just something related to that. Okay.
So it's kind of narrow, but I feel like it's open-ended enough that we could do some.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I'm going to just write that as events resulting from amethyst stealing attempt. It's really hard to abbreviate what your idea here is.
Mean,
right?
The ERFASA? What do you mean?
Yeah. Also, I can't spell, so it is what it is.
It's close enough.
ERFSA.
The event is, and I think this falls under the calm, but I am willing to be talked otherwise. The event is the Corsac reverse engineering the technology that Casper used at the end of the mission.
Okay.
Oh, I'm the one that has to put that sticky down, right?
Yeah. Also, you need to tell us where it goes.
I think so. I think it makes sense to put it under the calm because this could be the new technology to reignite the conflict. So
okay. So is that in between those other two? Because you have to choose where in the events it takes place.
Yes, correct. So you have to have the technology before you use it to use in battle. Amethyst Conflict.
If they can use ours, why can't we use theirs?
Yeah. And I guess this should be wide, like.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Oh, okay. I'll let you handle that then.
All right. Corsac reverse engineering, the technology used in the final battle of Amethyst Conflict. And is that a light or a dark event?
I think it's light because it kind of gives them it. I think that gives them an edge in battle because I would imagine early on that the Mandate probably had a little bit of an edge in terms of military might because they have more powerful technology. So this kind of gives them a little bit of a shortens the gap, I guess is one way to word it.
Okay.
And I'd like to do a scene, and this is where I'm not 100% sure this makes sense, so I'm open to people's thoughts on this. I'd like to discuss, how did Corsac get a hold of the technology to reverse engineer in the first place?
That you read my mind.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that's
so
a great scene.
Go ahead and start by asking the question. Go ahead and put the question on a card, which again is, how did Corsac get a hold of the tech?
I might default to you, Bob. Well, I'll try to put the gap there. And see, but the
I'll move things around.
Okay. Cool. And I think this might be interesting to play out. I do have a personal request, and I'm not sure how this works. I'm going to establish characters, but I want to play one of those characters.
That's not how this game works,
I know,
Chuck.
it's not how it works.
So,
I know.
no, you cannot do that. You have to say, here are the characters that exist, and then you need to pass it around to say, basically everyone gets to choose before you do.
Fair enough. Okay, the two required characters are...
So here's a thing I want to tell you, Chuck. Mm-hmm. If you have a specific thing that you want to happen during this scene, you can craft your question to make sure that takes place. Remember, you can't surprise people if people won't be able to role play with you well if they don't know what the intention is.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna pick up
place a couple mandatory characters, and I will let people decide on which characters they want to play. I think that's reasonable.
That's how it works.
I would like to make 2 characters required: Frank Winchester and Jake McLeod.
Sorry, keep going.
Frank Winchester and who?
Jake McLeod.
Jake McLeod.
In the same scene?
In the vicinity of the kitchen at this time of day?
Are you banning any characters?
No characters are banned.
Okay. Now, I will get to choose first since it rotates to the right when we're picking characters. I do want to, just as a rules thing, because I know these characters from various other things, Chuck. Mm-hmm. Might I suggest, like, I know Microscope is good at surprises, but is bad at doing them at role-playing if the other players at the table don't have the same information you do.
Understood.
Because they won't be working towards the same goal that you are.
Yeah, I admit I'm a little lost on what this scene is even building at
Exactly,
the moment.
Chuck. So you might want to say, instead of how did Corsac get a hold of the tech, like you can either change the question to imply a certain thing is taking place, or as you set the scene, which is stage 2, you can say, when does the scene happen? Review established facts, and then when, why, what just happened, and what's next. So describe where it takes place physically and what's going on. So you could, as part of that, explain what's going on. Are the characters here for a reason? Is there something they intend to do? That happens before we pick characters, so you should do that now.
Okay. Let me think on this. So this would take place. This would probably take place before the ambuscade, or probably around the time. So around
it has
the
to
time.
Take place. So let me. This is where things get complicated. A scene has to be part of an event. You have to look at all the events on the board and make the scene part of it. I put it under how did Corsac get a hold of the tech, under reverse engineering the technology used at the final battle of blah, 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 blah. So right now, if you look, that's where that scene is.
Okay.
Not at the ambuscade.
Then, okay. So this has to take place around the time of the calm then.
Right now, we've said it's taking place during the calm. Okay. If you meant for Corsac reverses engineers that technology to be back during the ambuscade, we would have to move the event there.
Okay.
Unless you want to make the event Corsac gets hold of, you know what I mean? Like, like you have to think about where these things are taking place in the timeline.
I understand. I think then it probably makes more sense to put this under the ambuscade then.
All right. And did them reverse engineering the technology happen during the ambuscade, or does that happen later? Are they actually reverse engineering it now, or are they getting a hold of it? You know what I mean? Like, consider the implications.
I think it takes place. It takes place after the ambuscade, some period of time, not immediately after, but shortly after. Let me just mull over it.
After like Corsac's initial offensive as well.
So if you look at the ambuscade, you have to decide whether your event, Corsac reverse engineers the technology, happens before or after Corsac launches an initial offensive.
I think it takes place after.
Okay, so the way it is right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me just mull over this for a minute. So I think that makes sense. And just the reveal part of my hand is like maybe I'm thinking that the initial offensive is not as successful as they expect it will be, so they start looking for other avenues of to strengthening their forces. I think that's how I'm interpreting this. So
all right, yeah, no, if where it is in the timeline is acceptable to you, then you just move on to setting the scene, setting the stage.
Remind me who Frank Winchester is again.
The head of the inquest and
Rock's father.
Rock's
right?
father.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. Yes, and then I'm thinking about what Bobby you said earlier about like it doesn't really work if people don't have the context. So I'm just trying to think of like how else.
Can you make the question more specific? Like, how did Jake McLeod do such and such, or something like that?
Yeah. I think that makes sense. How did Jake McLeod provide the tech to Corsac? Would that be more accurate? Do you think
that would make more sense?
Okay.
Wow, Jake.
Yeah, I feel like you just said a lot about that character.
I know I did. Yeah,
Listen,
that's why. Like,
the reason I wanted to warn you about how you phrase this, Chuck, is if everyone else doesn't have the same information as you do, they're all going to be dancing around not knowing what's going on because they don't know that that's a possibility. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Listen, can I get through one Lancer campaign without being betrayed?
No. It's impossible.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense.
Okay, so the question is, how did Jake McLeod get this technology to Corsac? Do you want me to edit that, or are you going to do it?
I'll do it. I'm just thinking, that's all.
Okay, yeah, you can phrase it however you want. And remember, you can adjust the question to say different things. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is an example. Do not use this one. But you could say something even like, how did Jake McLeod get this technology to Corsac before he was brutally murdered? Right? Like, you're also implying his murder in that question, right? Like, you can add things to the question to change the scene.
Oh, that turned up crappily. Let's see if I can fix it up a little bit. Can you just press enters? Oh, enters.
I got it. Hold on. Okay. If you're worried about formatting, you're all doing it weird because you're not pressing enter. You're just doing space. Press enter and then put the dash on a different line. There.
Yeah, I just realized enter was an option.
Yes. You're just making the lines bigger, not starting a new line. That's what the problem is becoming. There we go. All fixed.
You guys didn't practice that right away? Come on now. You always got to shift enter. It's all shift enter a lot of times.
Yeah, shift enter. If enter would normally like do something else, then shift enter is usually next line in these types of things. All right. How did Jake McLeod send the technology to Corsac? Perfect. What is happening in this scene? Tell us, Chuck.
I think Jake McLeod is having a communication with Corsac, Corsac is not happy with the results it's getting with the initial offensive, so that it is reaching out. So they are reaching out to Jake to collect more information on what is known about the Noesis mandate.
Okay. So where's the scene taking place? Over like a telecommunication, right?
Yeah, over a telecommunication.
Okay. And your required characters are Jake McLeod and Frank Winchester.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Anything else you want to establish before we pick characters?
No, I think that's about it.
Okay. I do want to just say that also in the picking of characters stuff, I think there are rules for if there are too many characters in the scene. You can choose to be like a background person who doesn't impact things much as your character if you need to. So your goal is still to answer the question. But if you're like, I want to stay in the background. So, like, some scenes are better with fewer characters. The player making the scene cannot require fewer characters, but any player can choose to play someone they consider a minor character and just stay in the background during the scene, leaving the critical interactions to the important characters. Make sure that when you do so, to tell the other players that's your intention when choosing that character. I'm not doing that. I just wanted to make sure everyone knew that was an option. The character I'm playing is Jed Needley. He is your contact in Corsac that you would normally call to make your reports. Well, as Jake would normally call to make his reports. Whoever's playing Jake, I'm Mr. Needley, and I'm the person you normally talk to.
Mr. Needley.
Todd.
Okay. Let's see. I will play. What were our other characters again from that thing? We had Jake. We had
How could you forget?
Gene.
Are you
Nestor
serious right
Nimbus.
now? Nestor. There's
What was
that
my character's name?
Who am I?
Who did I play? Where am I? Who
Rock.
am I?
Why am I?
Gene.
Gene.
You can play characters you haven't played in the past.
Yeah.
Like you can be anyone.
Right. I'm going to play. I'm going to play Gene, and Gene's going to be sort of a background character. He's just going to be. He's going to be around. You'll see.
Okay, so your intention is to be kind of in the background. Perfect. Jay, who do you want to play?
I don't know how much we can or should impact the intention of the scene. I have an idea for someone that would come in at the end of the scene.
So remember that the scene ends as soon as the question gets answered. So nothing else happens after it. So whatever you do would either have to answer the question or happen before the question is answered. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you are interested in what happens after that question is answered, you can always dive back in a new scene with a new question about what takes place afterwards.
Okay. Then I will. God, I ostensibly, I guess I won't do anything here then. So I am a random crew member that you pass on your way to your room to do the teleconference, I guess.
All right, so you are intending to be a background character who's something that Jake would like bump into on the way to his room or something like that. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Jeremy and Chuck, since you're the only two left, one of you is required to be Frank Winchester and the other is required to be Jake McLeod. Because those are the two required characters.
You could be Jake.
No, you're not.
You could be Jake
McLeod from Chuck.
Yeah, that'd be Jake.
All right, I'm Jake McLeod. Sorry, Chuck.
All right.
Yes.
All right, Chuck, that means you're Frank Winchester.
Fair enough.
All right.
I love it.
All right, Chuck, since you set the scene, do you want to just tell us, you said this was taking place over a teleconference. Where are the players in position when the scene starts? Hold on. Everyone, pause for a second. I just had an idea, and I should have brought this up while Jay was picking his character. Jay, you could play time as a concept as someone else, right? You could play, like, if you wanted to be something that's going to happen at the end of the scene, you could be time as that thing that's coming at the end of the scene to kind of move the scene along. You know what I mean?
All right,
that's an option. You don't have to take it, but I want to remind you.
No, I do want to take it. That helps. I am Rock, and I am coming to talk to Jake.
Perfect.
And that is the time constraint.
All right, so the scene has to take place before Rock shows up, basically. And then Jay, the way you get to chime into the scene is kind of like jumping in and showing things Rock is doing like on the way to like end this scene.
Okay.
All right.
So I'd like to say that this is a meeting room in the management offices of Corsac, and in this room we have Frank Winchester and Mr. Needley, and they are Frank does not look too happy. I think he's scheduled this meeting between Mr. Needley
Real
and then
quick,
Jake.
sorry, I feel so bad for interrupting.
No, it's
I
fine.
think I got an assumption wrong. You said we're at Corsac. You probably never said this, but for some reason I was thinking we're on the Amethyst, and you were calling.
I think these
sort
are the
of
two different
clandestine.
sides of the phone call.
Yeah,
Is
because I'm setting the scene.
okay.
I figured start on this.
Yeah,
side,
Because I was going
and
to
then-
say it doesn't make sense that like Gene would be there. Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong,
Gene.
but these are two different sides of a phone call, so they're
Yeah,
in two
yeah.
different locations.
Okay. Okay. Got
Yeah,
it.
and then they are planning on setting a phone call with Jake, and then Jake is on the way to make that phone call wherever he chooses to make that.
I
call.
gotcha. Okay. Sorry about that. It makes
No.
sense. Thanks,
I honestly had forgotten that Gene was part of the equation, so I'm trying to fit
He's
this all
not
together.
really. He's going to be a background guy. Yeah.
So,
Jake will never know Gene is standing behind him the entire time.
Once you set the scene, remember we're going to go around the circle and reveal thoughts as each character as well. And you can use that time to, as your character, reveal some of what your character expects or is thinking about or is about to do in the upcoming scene.
yeah.
Before we start, Chuck, can you remind me a little bit about Jake's background? What was the reason he joined the Aster Uprising? Can you at least remind me of that? Do you remember?
Yeah. So to answer your question, Jeremy, so the information that I presented on Jake up to this point has always been that he was a former smuggler for a very secretive family of smugglers who got wiped out by Corsac. That is the story you've been told. What is now the actual truth, and when I say now, like this has always been planned, is that Jake has always been a plant for Corsac to some degree. With the establishment of the inquest, the Corsac began to reach out to freelancers and other agents that would be willing to do the work for money, and say like, okay, we will pay you to be a plant in this organization to collect information and basically act as a mole. That has been Jake's role this entire time.
All right, and then so this scene is just playing out him reporting back
Yes,
to
exactly.
his handlers.
Correct.
Oh. Well, Chuck, this gives Here Comes the Boom a whole new meaning.
It certainly does. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so set the scene, Chuck. Where is everyone where the scene starts? You said Frank and Mr. Needley are in an office together expecting a call from their agent, right?
Correct. And then their agent, Jake, is on the other end getting ready for this phone call. Or space phone call.
Space phone call, you mean?
Yes.
So a text. No, wait.
And then I'm not sure how Gene and other players come involved, but I imagine they could insert themselves as the opportunity presents itself.
We'll leave that up to Todd and Jay.
Yeah, I have an idea.
Okay.
So we go around in order now, giving one thing we think about the scene. So it goes in the same order we picked characters, so I'll start. As Mr. Needley, the thing he's thinking about the scene is he is fucking sweating bullets. Why the fuck is Frank Winchester here? He's scary. I don't like talking to him. He's a scary guy. I usually just make my reports on paper. What? This is so much worse than I thought it was going to be, and now I'm stressed out.
Okay.
All right, Todd.
So Gene is he's grown some suspicions. Is like, what is Jake up to these days? He's been awfully reclusive. He's not talking about Astro Jammin' as much. He's kind of asking some like weird questions. As we've been restoring the amethyst, he's been asking some very specific questions about the different systems. In fact, where is he right now? I gotta go find him and see what he's up to. So he's gonna be maybe walking the halls saying like, "Have you seen Jake? I need to talk to him."
Have you seen this man?
Has a wanted poster.
Yeah. Also, doesn't Gene? I forget about Gene's background, but isn't he also like he has a bit of a past? His relationship with his technology that he doesn't want people to know, right?
Yeah.
But I think it was
Because-
Nuke, wasn't it?
I mean, yeah, it was pretty much lost, but that doesn't mean the data itself was lost, because Nestor helped restore the mech to working condition. Maybe
Right.
not full power, but working condition.
So the other thing maybe going on through Gene's mind is like, does Jake suspect that that I'm an imposter? Like I have imposter syndrome. I shouldn't be here.
All right, excellent.
Okay.
Jay, I know you're kind of playing time, but since your time is embodied by a character, what's Rock thinking about?
I got I didn't get. Torsay got a weird blip that almost looked like a communication for a second. And because it was at Jake's quarters, I decided to go manually there to check it out.
All right, perfect.
Like, what is this? Is something going on? Is he torrenting another Astro movie? Like, is this? Oh man, can't be doing that.
Jeremy?
Well, as a given my current role, my goal is to try and get this information to the inquest, and then hopefully sneak off the amethyst without being caught. My identity may be burned once this information gets out.
Oh, that reminds me. I never gave Jake's real name.
Wait, hold on, real quick though. I thought Frank Winchester was not on the amethyst, and
He is not. No, Jeremy is playing Jake. Chuck is playing Frank
oh,
Winchester.
that's right.
Yeah. You gotta remember, I'm not playing
That's right.
Jake.
My bad. Okay, I'm back on board. Yep.
I can't remember. Chuck, the Here Comes the Boom got destroyed, right?
It did get destroyed.
Okay.
All right. Chuck, what is the real name?
So
Jammin'.
no, his real name is Donovan Kane.
Donovan Kane. Just go ahead and type that in chat so we have it to reference.
Yeah.
It's an evil guy's name for sure. No
Perfect.
one
Types it
good
in
is
chat.
ever called Donovan Kane.
Oh my god, it's Kane with a K. Oh,
Yeah,
get him.
worse.
Would it be
Rosebud.
better if it was CAIN?
No, I would have said the same thing.
Yeah.
No, surely that would not have been on the nose. Okay.
All right,
then I
Frank
guess
Winchester. What are your thoughts going into this?
I'm frustrated. I am not getting things are not going my way, and this sweaty guy in front of me is not helping my mood at all. I like to tell him to take a bath. I feel like that would be inappropriate.
All right, everyone good with where we're starting the scene at?
Yes.
I think
Yes.
so.
All right. Where are we? What are we looking at when the scene starts?
So we see Needly and Mr. Needly and Mr. I forgot his name already.
Admiral Winchester.
Yes, Admiral Winchester. Admiral Winchester and Mr. Neely are in a room, and Winchester is like wrapping his fingers on a desk, like, doing the little tappy thing. He's like, okay. He clearly is impatient, and his demeanor kind of suggests that. And he looks to Mr. Neely and says, "All right, where is he? You said you had. Where's your guy?"
Yeah, okay, sir, yes, absolutely, you're correct. It is time for his normal check-in, and he said he had something big for us, and something that was going to be very, very much worth it, and I trust my agents, and I think this is going to be big. Mr. Needley looks down at his computer, and it's like 5 minutes after the hour, and they were supposed to get called like 5 minutes ago. He's like, I'm sure it'll be any second now, sir. I can't imagine what would be taking them.
Look, I don't think you understand the situation you're in. You need to get him on the line.
I can guarantee that will probably most likely happen.
Jeremy, feel free to drag this out as long as possible if you like.
I wait until not that Donovan knows exactly when Mr. Needley will feel the most uncomfortable. When he is like at the most uncomfortable point, he'll ring in and just like Mr. Needley will probably just jump out of his chair.
Yeah, I imagine Mr. Needley is like in the middle of being like, I mean, I'm sorry. Of course, if this doesn't work out, we could always check in on, and then like the thing rings. He's like, here he is. You would see Mr. Needley's face come on the screen as he accepts your call, Jake. Or Donovan, I should say.
Jake, Donovan, what's in a name?
Agent Kane.
Mr. Needley, how are things going?
Oh, they're great. I would like to let you know that I am not the only one you're speaking with today. Our esteemed Admiral, Sir Frank Winchester, is here.
Like, my eyebrows shoot up in surprise, and I just go,
the camera zooms
what?
over to me.
Yeah, he like turns the webcam around to show a very angry-looking Frank Winchester.
Kane, I take it?
Admiral? Yes.
Well, we've established that we have names. Good. What I want to establish now is that you have information on the Noesis mandate that we don't already know, because right now I really like you to have information for me.
We have retrieved part of, what are they called? Paladins? Yes.
Yes, their forces are called paladins. Paladins.
The paladins? They need a paladin.
They're in need of a good paddling.
They certainly are. Yes, indeed.
One of them tried to self-destruct, but mostly succeeded. But we managed to recover the chassis, and we've been trying to get information out of that.
Don't you have one of their people? Can't you just get it from them?
Well, he's currently half here, as in a good part of him is gone, and while he is alive, he is so badly injured, it is difficult to say what we would get out of him would be true between coherence and incoherence.
Okay. Well, keep up that lead. We need as much information as we did. We've already been disgraced in this conflict, and we need everything we can get our hands on.
Well, I can try to get a hold of the information that we have and send it to you. I'll have to figure out a more secure way. Trying to get this communication channel open without being noticed has been a challenge. We have some really good operatives on this ship, or at least they've been very vigilant ever since we managed to escape the mandate alive.
Yeah, you're lucky I didn't just try to take back that ship. But I mean, with that warp drive there, it'd probably be more work than I care to do at this point. I got enough on my mind as it is.
Yes, it was supposed to be your flagship, wasn't it?
As you have so graciously reminded me, yes, that was originally my ship. It was going to be, Winchester will sort of wave his hand in the air like he doesn't want to talk about this anymore. It is what it is. But if we can use some of their tech against them, then maybe we'll give us that edge. Because right now, just give me that tech and anything else you can get on them. Anything we can use to take down these bastards.
I'll kind of look at the Admiral, then I'll glance at Mr. Needley and I'll go, I'll need a drop-off point.
Of course, obviously, I have a variety. I don't think you need to be involved in the particulars, sir, if you are satisfied with our performance.
It remains to be seen.
I think Mr. Needley nods slowly, like he's hoping that what he said would make Mr. Winchester leave, and he doesn't seem to be leaving. So he's like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna have to do my job in front of him."
When's the ETA?
Right. Okay. Where exactly is the amethyst right now, Agent?
Jake would give him the general description of the at this point, let me ask this question before I continue. At this point, would the amethyst still be in the system that we transferred to?
I imagine, personally, and I just think this is maybe in the time after it's active again.
Yes.
Right? But you get to decide that by observing things, right?
Okay.
Like you can make something true by observing it as a fact of the world.
Okay. So what Jake would say is, well, it's been a little while since we escaped from the mandate, and we've warped at least twice since then. So based on my estimate and from what I have been told, we are in this system, which is reasonably close to Cygnus space, but not too far out of the way. And I would point point on a chart where
good news, General. We have some forces over that way. I'm sure that our agent can pull off a simple hide the drop-off operation to make sure that a package is left for them to find. Right, Mr. Kane?
Of course, it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
You hear a familiar beeping noise. Someone's at the door of your room.
Damn it. God damn it. Jay, you stole my idea.
What do you mean? Could be you. I'm not saying it's me. What do you mean?
That's true.
I look over at the door. I look over at the Admiral in the at Mr. Needley. I put my finger up to my lips, and then I close the minimize the video, and I pull up a pirated Astro Jammin' movie, and then go over to the door.
What? No, I'm just watching an Astro porn parody. Everything
God.
normal.
I hate that probably does exist.
I open the door.
They were
and
really
I go,
generous with Astro's proportions.
You have to be careful. You speak things into truth in this game.
It's too late for that, Bob.
I open the door and see either Gene or Rock. I don't know which.
Let's
and
see.
the answer is
Gene's there.
It's Gene.
Yeah.
It's Gene, yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, hey, Jake. I was looking for you. How's it going?"
I go, well, I mean, I'm doing my, weekly Astro Jammin' movie montage. I think I'm on my, man, it's been a bit. Like my fourth in a row now, as you see an Astro Jammin' movie playing in the background.
Oh.
Wait, it's Blue Alert. I'm sorry.
I'll
Blue
peer
Alert is
in
my
and-
personal favorite movie. Red Alert's overrated.
What?
I'll peer in and see and say, "Oh, actually, it's good to hear you talk about Astro Jammin' movies again. I don't know. I thought you were going through something. You seemed a little distant or whatever in the past week or so. Everything going okay?"
I mean, look, you lost your mech, but your mech was found on this ship. I built my mech. I've been a bit depressed. The Astro Jammin' movies are the only thing keeping me going right now.
Yeah, well, just know you can reach out.
I would
if
like
you need
to
any
establish a secondary character who's walking by in the hallway. This is just Joe, the member of the Astro Uprising, walking by, sees you talking, and over your shoulder says, "Hey, Jake, you're going to be at the watch party this Thursday, right?"
Of course. What movie we watching?
Blue Alert.
Hell yeah.
help.
All right, see you there, buddy. And he exits the scene.
How many members are you up to in the Astro Jammin' fan club?
At least 10. It certainly makes for the Watch Club a fun time. You should join, Jane.
Hey, maybe I will. Maybe tonight. But anyway, well, I just wanted to check in. I think Nestor or Rock has been looking for you. Something about some work they needed done. Just maybe check in with them when you get the chance.
All right. Well, thanks, Gene. I'm gonna get back to watching Blue Alert and maybe Deathbot Chronicles is next. Nah, the first one's overrated. The second one's better.
Okay. I'll take another look inside. And I'll say, how far into that are you?
Near the end.
Isn't that the scene in the middle where he gets taken by the pirates?
Yeah, you're right, except I fell asleep and had to rewind.
I would like to establish that Needly in the room with Flank Winchester, as they're both overhearing this conversation through the other side of the teleconference, Needly is just making silent apology gestures to the Admiral, like I don't know why this is happening, making confused and shrugging gestures at him.
I'm just looking at him and you can't make any facial expression out. He's unreadable at this point, which is probably doing great.
Just
for
a
his
disappointed statue.
Yes.
Gene's just wow, surprised I even knew that. I guess you're rubbing off on me there. Well, anyway, I'll let you get back to it. And then he leaves.
And then I close the door and then kind of breathe a sigh of relief going, go back over, minimize the movie, bring up the bring up the video call and go, okay.
What was that?
That was
Don't
me
you have locks on
trying
that
to
ship?
cover.
Don't you have locks on your door?
I do. However, people have been getting more and more suspicious lately. I've been trying to stay on the down low and, well, using an Astro Jammin' movie montage and acting as an Astro Jammin' buff, has been a useful way to both get around the ship, as surprisingly, there's a lot of fans of Astro Jammin' on this ship, despite his movies being terrible. But also as a great excuse for when I need to be alone. People seem to think that they're my way of winding down.
All right, fine. I'm sending you the drop-off point now. Make sure you get it there. I don't care what favors you need to call in. This is your primary directive.
No problem, sir. I'll get it done.
At this point, Frank Winchester stands up and says, "Okay, then you understand your position. I have better things to be doing right now." And as he storms out the door, he says, "And yellow alert's better than blue alert."
Secret Astro Jammin' fan.
I think that fucking Mr. Needly looks at Donovan through the call and just like has the wildest look of like this is the most confusing day he's lived on his face.
Not Nestor. Yes, Nestor makes a note. No, Jake/Donovan makes a note. Frank Winchester is an Astro Jammin' fan. Period.
Hey, he just said he liked Yellow Alert, or at least it was better. He said
it was better. Maybe he's one of those people who has objective opinions about the quality of art.
Second note. Do not diss Astro Jammin' movies in front of Frank Winchester.
Agent, I expect to hear from you once the drop-off is made. Understood?
Understood.
All right. I need a shower. He shuts the computer.
Donovan Jake leans back in his chair and goes, okay, let's get this done. And then he looks up to see relatively how far away the drop-off point is.
And what do you see? When you see something, you make it true by just like describing your character observing it.
He looks and he sees the drop-off point where the forces would Corsac, I was going to say Cygnus State, but Corsac forces would be, is surprisingly close, but like far enough away that because we saved the cloaking device, the Corsac forces have no idea that the ship is even that close to them at all. But it's far enough away that they would have no reason to actually go out that way, right? He's like, well, it could be worse. Maybe I can... well, let's go down to the ship bay and see what I can work with. As he leaves his room and starts walking down towards the bay. Oof. Reaches the bay. There are a couple of ships, because I imagine that the Amethyst has to have some ships in order to go resupply. And he goes up to one of the people and he goes, "When's the next resupply mission?"
I'll be like a random person working in the bay, and he's like, "Next resupply mission. Well, we just finished resupplying just yesterday, so it's probably not until another week. Why do you ask?"
I'm getting antsy. I just kind of want to have a chance to get off the ship. I can't just sit around and watch Astro Jammin' movies all day, as great as they are.
I'm going to be another person who's in the docking bay that's a member of the Amethyst crew being like, you need it signed off by your superior if you're going to take something out.
Yeah, I figured. I was just hoping I'd have a chance to join the crew if possible. It is what it is. Just kind of sad that my mech got destroyed. I just don't have the freedom, I guess you could say.
You
being
get a
able
message.
to go out and being able to do that. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. You get a message. Probably just like a text kind of message, right?
Mm-hmm.
I imagine we have systems like that in the Amethyst.
Yeah.
And
Local messaging within the ship.
Yeah.
All it is you see it's from Rock, and it just says, "Where are you? We need to talk."
Okay.
The other guy that you were just talking to said, "Well, if you want to get out there, well, like he said, you got to get signed off by your superior first. But I do know we were looking for some pilots to go on some exploratory missions, and you know, you being a Lancer pilot, I'm sure they'd love to have you. You can ask about that."
Oh yeah? When's the next exploratory mission leaving?
He takes out a clipboard and he's like, "Looks like next squadron's going out 800 tomorrow. I don't know if you could get yourself in, but you can ask. Doesn't hurt, right?"
Yeah, maybe. He goes, thanks. And he just continues to walk around the bay. He goes, Rock is looking for me. He's probably going to catch up to me. All right. I don't think I have any other choice. So what Jake does is that because he knows that actually, hold on. He goes to talk to another guy, another one of the people, and determines that the next time that they're going to go out on a why am I blanking? Because we just talked about it.
Like a scouting, exploratory.
No, before the resource.
Now I can't think. I was going to say
resupply.
Resupply mission.
Resupply. Yeah.
Resupply. I don't know why my brain blanked on that word. It's going to be in the next week. He figures out which ship that's going to be. He decides that if Rock is going to catch up to him, he's going to leave it up to chance that he's going to hide the material on the ship with a beacon so that they know so that Corsac is aware of where the information is so that they can retrieve it, even if that is going to burn his identity.
Got it.
And that is what he does before going to meet Rock, before responding to Rock.
Would you have said something back to him?
I would have said, just finished movie, wandering around ship. That's all I would have given you, essentially. And then following that, I would have said, Blue Alert is still the best Astro Jammin' movie. And then after I had managed to deposit the information and the beacon, I would have headed back to my room and probably on an encrypted line sent a message. There. Oh, are you? Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I would have met Rock. Hi,
Rock. You see Rock sitting at your desk, and on screen is the last movie you had playing, and it is Red Alert.
Damn. I go, hi, Rock.
I think maybe we should talk.
Jake immediately tries to draw for his gun.
Two guards will come in from the room behind you.
Well, Jake fights.
Yeah, I mean...
How well that goes, we will find out.
I mean, I think the scene is over. You've done what you said what you were doing. So,
So, let's answer the question. How did Jake McLeod send the technology to Corsac?
He smuggled it on a resupply ship.
With like a beacon, right?
With a beacon.
Some sort of beacon or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, do you think it was light or dark?
I would argue light.
Well, I think it's up to Chuck, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
that's
think it
up to
also
Chuck,
comes
sorry.
out because
Well, no. With scenes, we all discuss whether it's light or
okay.
dark.
okay. That's right.
Yeah, when we play a scene, I think Chuck might get the final say. I'll double check, but like we all just kind of like discuss it at the end of the scene. Boop, boop, boop.
I mean,
Ending
it
scenes. Yeah,
feels dark to me. Any betrayal is not necessarily a fun time.
Any clandestine activity that involves deceiving people, different like hidden motives, it just feels dark to me as well, rather than neutral.
So, yeah, it just says all players discuss what happened and decide on the scene's tone. Was the outcome generally light or dark? Do not consider future consequences. Just look at what happened during the scene.
And I would probably go with dark, to be honest.
All right.
Generally speaking.
Absolutely.
The final call is up to you, Chuck, though. So,
does Chuck agree?
I think I do.
All right. Excellent. Then that's all we need. Then play passes to Jay.
Nope. Jeremy.
Right. I forgot because Jeremy was like the main character of the scene. I keep forgetting that wasn't Jeremy's turn. Jeremy, it's your turn.
Okay. So I'd like to make an argument. The focus is events resulting from the Amethyst stealing attempt. I would like to do something that forced them to realize that they needed to get technology from the Amethyst stealing event. Essentially, between the ambuscade and they launch the offensive, which forces them to reevaluate their position.
All right, so you're making an event that happens at the beginning of the ambuscade period?
Right, yeah, before they launch the initial offensive, which leads into them realizing that they need better technology in order to fight against the Noesis mandate.
All right, well, that's up to you. So,
I just want to make the argument that that's, even though it's not quite with the focus, it leads into the focus. All right. So you guys may or may not remember, but back when we were on the Lumiere Salacious Station, Dine came across plans for mechs. And during that situation, and when he found them, he inserted a flaw into the reactor of those mechs. My argument is that Corsac came across those plans and began building those mechs without realizing the flaw had been there. And that flaw led to them losing in the initial offensive.
I love it.
Gotcha.
The flaw, as I remember, is they put a flaw in the reactor that prevented them from discharging heat.
Yeah, you basically made their reactors less effective.
Yep. That is my event.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to figure out how to
something like critical flaw in mechs or something like that.
Critical flaw in newly designed mechs not discovered.
Perfect. Because we all know what that means. It just needs to remind us via the card. So let's...
I've been waiting to use that. I just couldn't figure out where it was going to end or where it was going to fit.
It's nice to see that put into practice because, like, if you think about it, Operation Nucleus, we don't really get to see much of that happen in Operation Nucleus because, everything kind of got shot up before they could really use that technology.
Yeah. And this particular stuff probably wasn't on the data that Steve absconded with because it was something that Dine found and then modified.
Mm-hmm.
So
it absolutely was not.
Yeah. So Dine, inadvertently helped the mandate.
That's what it seems like based on the event you created, yeah. Is that light or dark?
I am going to say dark because a lot of people lost their lives due to them rushing a job that they probably should have invested just a little bit more time reviewing instead of being like, oh, we have these schematics, let's build them without reviewing them.
Yeah, perfect. This timeline makes sense in order the way I'm viewing it right now.
How does Dine sleep at night? Like, is it... Never mind.
I imagine he's had a nightmare at least once of like his AI going rogue. Emma.
All
Look,
right.
I mean, Dine
Artemis,
probably told
yeah.
Artemis that he did this, and she was like, well, if you were able to change the designs that easily, those designs weren't very efficient.
Let's now that we've created the event, let's pop over to Jay's turn.
I am going to put my event in between the Noesis mandates begins annexing planets and the citizenry support. And it will be the dialectics and the amethysts officially meeting for negotiations or like plans working together, that sort of thing. Not sure how to word that.
Yeah, that makes sense. That ties in with the focus that resulted directly from the stealing attempt. So dialectics and the Astra Uprising discuss cooperating. Perfect.
You spell dialectics?
Hey, here. Oh God, I'm bad at spelling.
Well,
I'm just gonna.
I didn't make them. I don't know.
Remember, whenever we make an event, we know the result of the event too. So, do they start working together?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think that is.
So, yeah, I would just work that into the event then, like.
Okay, I got
like
it.
Begin their cooperation or something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
perfect.
Yeah, I'm going to call it light. So the thought process being that the annexing of planets pushed the Astra Uprising into a corner, because if they were getting resources, it wasn't, it was the planets getting annexed away from Corsac, right?
Yeah, right. Those would have already been the people who were most likely to work with rebel groups anyway.
So they got pushed further into a corner until they like had to reach out for help. And that's where the dialectics came in.
Yeah, so the dialectics come in and help them repair stuff. Perfect. Do you think that is a light or a dark scene?
I think it's light.
Is so funny that we have a period that's Noesis mandate established their foothold, but every event that we have in it is like light.
It is, yeah.
I was curious. The annexing of planets, I didn't expect that to be light, but I suppose it could.
It makes sense the way it was described. Yeah.
It all leads into the calm,
Mm-hmm. All right, Todd.
Okay, real quick, going back to the event, Corsac reverse engineering the technology used in the did we? I might have just forgotten. What technology was that? Did we know that, or?
So as it was described, it was the technology specifically that Cass used. It sounded like to explode his mech, I'm guessing.
So Corsac. Which one are we looking at?
Corsac under the ambuscade. Ambuscade.
Like ambush.
Yes, that's a good way. Corsac reverse engineering the technology used in the final battle.
That is the technology from Cassius's mech. The remnants of his exploded mech, I imagine.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least from what the Amethyst was able to glean from it, and from what Cass probably gave them, right?
Yeah, data about a paladin's mech from the Noesis mandate.
Can you have multiple scenes under?
Absolutely, you can. You just have to decide what order they come in.
Okay, so
just like events.
Got it. So, I think I want to make a scene here, and my question is, how did CoreSec integrate that technology after they received it and after they reverse engineered it. So that's going to definitely come after the Jake McLeod sending them the technology. So they already have it. Oh, shit.
Yeah, let's make a scene note with the question that you posed there.
I almost
and
did the thing.
Do you want this to be a dictated scene or an acted scene?
I think I want to make it an acted scene because I don't really know the answer, so I want to see.
You want to make that our problem.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
So how does CoreSec integrate this tech?
Oh, I have some ideas with this scene. But we'll see how it plays out. Todd, you have to establish the scene.
Okay. The scene takes place in
first you need to decide about actors, like who's present. Are you requiring or banning any players? Like any characters,
gotcha.
So to speak.
Gotcha. So we're going to have let me just check one thing.
Oh, I guess you do get to set the stage before you determine what characters are there. So yeah, you can say where it's taking place before you decide if you are requiring anyone to be there or disallowing anyone.
Okay. Either way is fine. Remind me what Unfolding Morvac does real quick.
Unfolding Morvac is kind of more like the spy megacorp that was part
that's
of.
What I thought.
Yeah, but they're also the heavy computational one. They're the people who would have like vast systems that interpret their data and stuff like that. They have a lot of analysts. They're a company full of analysts.
Okay, that I think actually works. So I'm going to say this is a scene that takes place at an Unfolding Morvac office. I
have a question about it.
Yes.
Does this take place after they've already been absorbed or before? Because
great question. After.
Okay, perfect.
So at this point, CoreSec and Unfolding Morvac have been merged. So technically, this is just another CoreSec office / like.
Unfolding Morvac is a subsidiary of CoreSec. They're still it's still Unfolding Morvac. It's just they're owned by CoreSec now.
And it's like a computer lab / research facility that's this place. And we have a team gathered here and they've been tasked to analyze the raw data that was gleaned from that battle, as well as the engineering schematics that have been sent over for this technology. Their task is, can we mass produce this technology and retrofit it to our ships and our mechs? Makes sense so far?
Yep. Yeah, you've set the stage. That's perfect.
Okay. So we have for characters, we're going to have like a delegate from CoreSec. This might be this could be let's just say a delegate from CoreSec who is sort of the in-between, since CoreSec was the one that retrieved the technology directly. He's the one sort of like delivering this directive to this team of analysts, saying like, this is what CoreSec wants from you. Don't let us down, or you'll have Frank Winchester to answer to. So we have a delegate from CoreSec. We have a head analyst that is leading the team. And those are the two required characters.
Are there any banned characters?
Banned characters?
Yeah.
Oh,
Are there any
banned.
characters or types of characters that cannot appear in the scene?
Yeah, I had a brain fart, and I was thinking like rock band characters.
Yeah, can you give us a funky groove while we're doing it? Or?
They're not, I don't think there are any banned characters. I mean, it probably wouldn't make sense for Asher Jammin to be here, but like, hey, if you have some sort of reason, I'm open to hearing it.
I'm Astro Jammin's greatest fan, and I'm here. No, wait.
All right. So let's go around in order and pick characters. So this is opposite the way of normal play, which means Jay, you pick first.
I don't want a lot of say here, so I'm going to play. I'll play a background character here.
You could just make
Jim
up an
Morrison.
analyst. Yeah.
Jim Morrison.
Jim Morrison, a band character.
Yeah, he's working on his flute in the background.
Todd, can you remind me who are the two characters, the in-between and the head analyst, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
and then there's just like a big team of
conference room vibes.
Yeah, conference room. They're being told like, this is what you have to do. What do you need to do this?
Okay. Jeremy, who are you picking?
Okay. Let me think on this. I think I'm going to take the way out of, I'm going to take time this time around. And the time this time around is going to be, they have a limited amount of time to get this done before the next meeting, which involves more Corsac-y stuff, because despite them being unfolding Moravec, they are now owned by Corsac, so Corsac just has a much bigger say in what they can and cannot do, and unfortunately, they have a meeting with Frank Winchester. So we're going to say that meeting coming up is going to be the limit.
Okay.
Frank Winchester's getting thrown around.
He's getting his mileage.
Is this
Alrighty.
like they have a meeting like today with him, and so they have to have like a game plan to present to him, sort of thing?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess the next person would be Chuck, right?
Yep. So we don't have the required roles filled yet, right?
No.
I'll be the
Just
analyst.
two. Okay.
I will be an analyst named Jethro.
Leroy Jethro Gibbs? Oh, wait.
Just a person in the scene who is an analyst.
Well, actually, Jethro Tall, but yes.
Jethro Tall? Okay.
So
Perfect.
not the lead analyst, but just like another.
So that leaves you and me, Todd, to pick the last two main characters. I'm going to be the head analyst.
No, I meant I was going to be the lead analyst. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, you just said an analyst. So
I said the analyst, and I think sorry, I meant to say I was the lead one.
Okay, perfect. Then that's you, Chuck. All right, then I am going to play. I'm going to play the super smart guy on the team who's really bad at playing politics. So he has the right answer for a lot of things, but it just pisses everyone off that he's right about it.
You're the guy who actually knows all the answers.
Like that.
Yeah, so I'm like the guy who actually was like arm deep in like the things we recovered, being like, holy shit, look at this shit, but does not know how to bring that into a boardroom.
All right, and I will be Jonas Bro is his last name. It's a perfectly normal name. And he is he's
one of the Jonas Brothers, right?
He's one of the delegates that's been sent from CoreSec to relay this instruction. So, all right,
Space Jonas Brothers.
Now we go around and say what each of us is thinking going into the scene.
Mr. Bro, as he likes to be called.
Well, it doesn't start with you, Todd. It starts with Jay. You go last.
Excuse me? You're right.
I am sitting at this table way over my head, unsure as to anything that's going on whatsoever. I don't know who some of these people are, and I just don't want to look dumb.
Well, the analysts are well aware that Frank Winchester is very annoyed with the recent losses that CoreSec has taken, but is also aware of the technology that he has, that they just acquired. So they want to be on his good side so that they can continue what it is that they need to do.
Okay, so the time thought is like, make sure you have something to present before this meeting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chuck?
I think I'm playing. I'm trying to enter the mindset of a politician. So, like, I know this meeting's going to suck. I'm trying to be good at delivering less than ideal news. So I'm like, okay, I think we got this. I think I can handle this. I mean, he might be pissed, but maybe we can, like, I can spin this in such a way that he isn't entirely pissed at us, and like, maybe we'll keep our jobs by the end of the day. Like, he's trying to make
dealing with management.
Exactly. Yes.
All right. My character is annoyed because he knows that his boss is going to like make up some dumb things to stay on everyone's good side, even though he knows they're not possible. And just keeps thinking to himself like, he's going to promise the impossible. The timeline's going to be bad. He knows this isn't workable. I hate working with these people.
You got me pegged, Bob. This is exactly what I'm going to be doing.
All right, Mr. Bro is thinking, okay, I gotta look tough. I gotta show no weakness in front of these nerds. But if they don't deliver, then I'm in trouble too. So I gotta get them motivated.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
All right, Todd, you described that we're all like in a boardroom, right? So let's keep in mind that everyone is trying to answer the question. Once we're playing these characters to get to, how does CoreSec integrate this tech? And let's try and get there.
All right, one quick background question. If you could just remind me, when Casper used this technology in the battle, he sort of like lit up like a star, right? And he was just like
I described it as a burning skeleton ripping itself out of its own body to wreak vengeance on those around it.
And he like basically went super Saiyan, right?
If it was someone's skeleton going Super Saiyan and disposing of all of his skin.
Okay. Got it. That's intense.
Now the question is, how does it integrate the tech? But is the answer ever they don't?
The answer can be things, and I'm actually trying to push the scene in that direction. It can be things than just like very specific things. Like for example, the answer could be like slowly, right? Like maybe it isn't as fast as they think. You know what I mean? Like it can be things like other than just
one of the earlier scenes was, how does the mandate member get killed? Right? That's pretty cut and dry. Sure.
Yeah.
How does Jake send the technology was like a little bit more so, but still like pretty. But like this is like, I feel like no is a perfectly reasonable answer. So I wasn't sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if they had to like try to force it or something.
No, because Todd could have asked, how does CoreSec successfully integrate this tech? That is not the question he asked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean that's cool because that gives us some something new information to go off of. We know later in the timeline, CoreSec utilizes a new technology to reignite conflict. Could it be this technology, or maybe it's not? Maybe that's part of what we're going to find out later. So
exactly, that's why we can't answer every question at once.
Yeah, I already have an angle because, like, I think it's more interesting if they don't successfully.
Well, Chuck, okay, I'm gonna call it here because we all love brainstorming, but we should be figuring this out in play.
I do have one quick question. When Cass turned into a skeleton, was it like a human-sized skeleton or was it a mech-sized skeleton?
It was the size of the mech. Like it was like a mech inside of the mech tore itself out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So, everyone, so as the scene starts, everyone's settling down in the meeting room, and Mr. Bro clears his throat, and he's like, all right, everyone listen up. You're here because apparently you are some of the smartest people and the smartest analysts at Unfolding Moravec. You have been tasked with figuring out how do we use this technology? Now, CoreSec set some of its scientists on the task of reverse engineering the technology, and they've sent you the schematics they've derived so far. We've also sent you all the battle data we were able to gather from the time it was used on the Amethyst. We have some people on the inside that were able to send it to us. What we need from you is a viable solution to reproducing this technology and using it to turn the edge of the war to our advantage. Any questions?
I think we're all on the same page, Mr. Bro. I don't think you need to explain the details. Like, this is the beginning of a scene.
Well, good, but you never know, because I don't want people coming back and saying you didn't explain what we're supposed to do. So we're just all level setting here.
My character is just writing down notes like this is the first time he's heard any of this.
I think my character is sitting back in his chair with his arms crossed, just like waiting.
I like to think that there's like a box of donuts in the room, and that's part of the reason why Jay is here, to get a free donut.
Now, we sent this data last week, so you all should have got an initial look at it. What do you think so far? How soon can we expect to start integrating this tech with our own mechs?
I will clear my voice and go, well, on the plus side, we understand how the technology works. We were able to figure that out. And we have an idea of how we can reproduce it. However, it's impossible. Reproducing this...
Not acceptable, Mr. Toll. I don't want to hear any no's here. I just want you to make it happen.
It's like this. How much money do you have? How much does CoreSec have?
Don't you worry about that. Money's no object. We'll get you what you need.
Well, here's what we would need to manufacture the parts to reproduce this, and I'll write a number on a notepad and pass it to you. And it's a ludicrous number, like huge. I'm not even sure what the currency is in this world, but it's a ridiculous amount.
I'll take a look at
Smackaroos.
it.
It's a bajillion. It's a bajillion smackaroos.
Space smackaroos.
I'll look at it and say, well, we'll get you what you need. You don't have to make up figures. Like, how do you even come up with this?
I mean, this is lowballing it. I'll tell you right now. I mean, like, and not only that, it's going to take time. Like years to just develop the infrastructure to even creating it is. And I can't speak for CoreSec. I don't think anyone here is, but I don't know if they're willing to wait that long.
They came up with the technology.
Yeah, but I mean, they've had a lot more time than we have.
Well, Mr. Toll, we don't have the luxury of time.
We're at war, in case you haven't noticed. These are extraordinary times, gentlemen. I need you to work 150%.
I think my character just snorts a laugh.
Look, the
You,
best I can...
anything you want to add? Something funny.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you share it? Stand up. Tell us what you think.
He looks at his boss with like a raised eyebrow, like, "Are you sure you want me to do this?"
I'll give him like the wide eye stare of like, please don't get us fired. But I'll nod because I feel like saying no is even worse right now.
My character sighs and stands up and turns to you, Todd, and goes, "Okay, Mr. Brew, listen, I'm sure you got lots of money and stuff, but you can throw as much money you want as you have. It's gonna take a lot of time. Do you even know what that stuff is?"
I don't need to know what it is. That's why we hired you lot.
Okay. All right. So you know where the expertise is then. Good. Then I can just say the next part. You have no fucking idea how long it's going to take. It's going to suck.
He crosses his arms.
It's less than ideal. That's what my colleague is saying.
Less than ideal. My boss said years. We'll be lucky if we get it kind of working in years. I can have a prototype to you in years, but you have to build me fabrication plants if you want that.
And he stares hard at your character, Bob. It looks like his face gets red, but he just says, "And how many years are you talking about? 3 years? 5 years? 10 years?"
It could be. Listen, maybe in a year from now, I can get you some experimental versions of this stuff. But you've seen movies, right, Mr. Brew?
I don't have much time for movies these days.
Yeah, it's a shame.
I think his name is Bro, by the way.
He knows.
I know you know. It's not fun to say it anyway.
No, he knows. All right, Mr. Brew, listen. What would you say if I told you nanomachines?
Yes, I know of nanomachines.
Do you?
I know enough.
Okay. That tells me all I need to know. Listen, these guys' technology is nothing like ours. We've been calling it ferrofluid. That stuff's not iron liquid. It's a bunch of tiny machines. Can you get it through your head how crazy that is? We'd have to build each one of those. We don't even know how to make one, let alone the thousands it would take to make a liter of them.
I just slowly raise my hand, terrified.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a little confused. What's powering these?
My guy nods. It's like, that's a great fucking question. Did you know that there is an incredibly complex tiny reactor in every single one of them? That's why they fucking explode so big.
It's stable, but not at the same time. If we tried to put energy, we can't do this. Why are we meeting?
I had my arm elbow deep in the wreckage you guys sent us, and you're lucky this space station still exists, because I just figured out what the limits of their explosive tendencies are.
Surely we can use this technology for something adjacent. Maybe we can't. Fine. Maybe we can't produce millions and millions of nanomachines, but with this explosive capability it has, perhaps we can use it to build better weapons.
Well, we could do that.
Nanomachines would be that much.
We could do that. I mean, I will admit the quality will not be as good, but that is an option. And I'll look the Bob. What is your character's name again?
At this point on Todd's,
I hadn't established one, but I'm gonna call him Megan Masters.
At this point, Todd gets a notice that he has 20 minutes until his meeting with Frank Winchester. He gets like a ding on his pad, just to like a reminder, like a meeting reminder.
You see him take out his pad. He looks at it, and just for a fleeting second, you see like his hard mask fall a little bit, and then he reassumes like his kind of gruff exterior look.
I sheepishly raise my hand one more time. Like, can I still talk? Is that?
I'm sorry. Yes, Harrison, was it?
Morrison.
Oh, Morrison. I'll look back. This is Morrison.
Timothy Morrison.
Yeah, this is Timothy Morrison, one of our newer hires. Very, very intelligent.
I've been here 20 years, sir. I just don't. I don't think we can create these, but like maybe we could think of countermeasures to them now that we know what they are. Maybe that's a better avenue for the war. I'm sorry, that's dumb. That's dumb.
No, that's a good idea, Jimothy, and I apologize for forgetting about your tendency.
I think it's funny because based on how we all reacted, I think Todd, my, and Chuck's character all look at your character at the same time like, that's a good idea, actually. And I think Megan goes, actually, that's way more workable. I could have you prototypes in a year about how to deal with this shit.
At this point, I'm just going to be like a third character to come in and like refresh drinks and donuts and everything. And they just walk by. They see the notepad with the $sign earlier, and they just go, that's a fucking shit ton of money.
Jonas will snap his fingers, and he's like, now that's what I'm talking about. Harrison, was it? You should get a raise.
I look behind me as if you're talking to someone else.
I mean, in fairness, that's sort of my call. But yes, I will make sure that Jimothy gets a raise.
And Maestro, he points to Masters. Maestro, I like the way you think. You're tough, but you're honest. You should get a raise too.
I look at Chuck's character and raise my eyebrow again, like, huh?
I mean, not your call, but sure, yes. I mean, she's done very good work, so yes.
I'm not sure about, as he narrows his eyes at the head analyst.
Again, not your call, but noted.
So, if we can develop countermeasures, what do you need from us to do that?
Well, if you can bring me any more of these, maybe capture some when you're fighting them instead of just blowing them up, I could use some more to research on.
We are already looking into ways to do that. So, absolutely, we can get you more samples. What about logistics? Do you need facilities, manufacturing facilities, material?
Yes to all those things.
My character looks up into the sky and shaking his head goes, and so much coolant.
Coolant. He starts taking notes on his pad.
All right, does that answer the question?
Yeah, I think that does. So we can, at this point, I think they would just hash out the details, and this is what he would present to Mr.
Winchester.
Blanking on his name now. Winchester.
Admiral, yes.
We may not be able to produce this technology, but since we're learning about it, we can develop technology to fight it.
All right, go ahead and write down the answer to the question on your card.
Let's see. How does CoreSec integrate this tech? They develop counter.
So glad you guys
measures.
didn't interact with Jimothy more. I would have had to start fake crying.
I mean, we could bring Jimothy back for another scene.
I was waiting
Just
for you guys
you
to be
wait.
so like, Jimothy, you get working on this, and just the color drain from his face. Like, oh,
Just you wait
God.
until I make my legacy for this round, Jimothy.
Just Jimothy. Yeah, all right.
Jimothy, you're head analyst now.
Oh no.
Sir, I've been here for 20 years. Oh my god.
Like, that's still not your call.
All right. Do we think the scene was light or dark?
Like,
Like,
yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah,
If we all agree, I'm just going to put a light right on there.
yep.
yeah. Don't overthink it.
All right. Excellent. And that was Todd's scene.
Yes,
Yes.
All right. So is it back to me now?
it is.
All right, excellent. Man, so many good things. All right, so we are focusing on events resulting from the amethyst stealing attempt. And I think what I would like to do, because we haven't brought this in literally to the game, I'm just going to make space for it here. I'm going to dictate a scene, which is going to be under the dialectics and Aster Uprising begin cooperation. And I think what we all see is that as the dialectics, largely headed up by Ren, make contact with the Aster Uprising, we can hash this out in another scene, like how that initial meeting takes place. But the scene I want is to show, like, you know, all of a sudden, all these dialectic resources start pouring in to help the Aster Uprising, and they are able to rebuild the Amethyst. And over time, the Amethyst gets repairs to all their systems. The systems that were destroyed, they get replacements that are okay. They're what's available on the market. But the important thing is all of the special systems that you guys saved during the last game. And I think we didn't say these on a recording yet, did we?
I don't think so.
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think we did,
Yeah,
no.
that's
All right, so
right.
this is the perfect time to do so. I get to tell you all what the actual systems did that you saved. So you guys saved the engines, which I heavily implied was the 2-step skip drive. It has a much longer range depending on, you know, where you take off from, and it's conceivable to jump over 2 systems at a time with a single jump, and it can reach systems not connected to the gate network, because the gate generally only connects things that are next to each other. This can, like, shoot a lot farther. You saved the life support system, right? Someone confirm for me. I think you got the life support system. The life support is a super high-ranking life support system that can support thousands of crew with minimal need for refueling and maintenance work. It can support the full complement of the ship's crew without pushing the ship to breaking. It has grav, atmo, scrubbers, temp, recyclers, emergency systems, and redundancies for every one of those systems. It is incredibly hard to take any of the light support systems offline for this ship. Shields you saved, which is at full power. This ship can hold off a concentrated barrage for several minutes, even from similarly outfitted platforms. So this ship could, like, at full shields, take on, like, many other capital ships at once and not get blown up. The power management can provide it with a nearly impenetrable bulwark from any non-sustained effort of sufficient strength. And then lastly, the experimental system, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. We brought it up, but we haven't said it out loud yet. That experimental system is a cloaking device. A ship of this size almost can never go unspotted. But the cloaking device on the Amethyst can keep even a ship of this size that basically functions as a base for the Aster Uprising to be nigh undetectable as long as the system stays active. So that's my scene. The scene is the Aster Uprising helps the Aster Uprising's amethyst gets fully repaired by the dialectics.
Nice.
Are you going to dictate the scene?
That was the scene. It's
that's
all of
the whole
those
thing.
things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All of those things get brought back up to
Initiated.
snuff.
Yeah.
By
Dialectics
the dialectics. And the question there is, does the what cool abilities does the amethyst have? And I said what those are.
Yes.
What cool things does the amethyst have?
Not weapons or sensors.
Yeah.
Which I assume we do have standard-ish weapons and standard-ish sensors, but nothing.
That is correct.
Not the super stuff.
Nothing.
That's exactly right.
Cool.
Yeah. They've been replaced by the market average of those things now.
But we're not
And
defenseless, at least.
Kind of turns it into a Metcraft carrier.
Yeah,
as
it's like a super carrier now. Yeah. Shields, engine, life support, and cloaking. Which makes it like the best mobile base ever.
Yeah.
And I'm going to call that light. All right. So that's a full go round, right?
I think so.
Since Chuck started, yeah.
Yep.
All right. So now that we've done the full go around, I get to establish a legacy. So anything that happened during this go round that I want to keep going for the rest of our gameplay, I think. I know exactly what I want to do. I want my legacy to be the nanomachine countermeasures.
Okay.
Nice. That's Bob's legacy. That's what he's known for.
That's what they call me, Mr. Anti-nanomachine.
Somewhere Jimothy breathes a sigh of relief.
God above.
All right.
Thank you.
There's my legacy. And because of that, I get to do another event, either an event or a dictated scene. I'm going to do a scene under Corsac utilizes new technology to reignite conflict. This is a dictated scene about the nanomachine countermeasures. The question of the scene is, are the countermeasures effective? And the answer is, when Corsac rolls out with its new countermeasures to the nanomachines, it evens the playing field enough. And we would see this in a specific conflict the first time they were deployed against the Noesis mandates. I want to say the first time they roll out this new technology, it leads to a win that the Noesis mandate thought they had the fight in the bag. And then all of a sudden, in that single fight, they lost double the size force that the Corsac people sent. So the answer to that is more effective than the Noesis mandate was expecting.
Interesting.
Are the countermeasures effective? Very effective. I'm going to put that under Corsac utilizes a new technology to reignite conflict.
Cool.
And
yeah.
I'm going to call this scene dark because it is going to take place at a massacre where just tons of people are killed and ends the calm, basically.
Yeah. And then probably leads right into that Corsac counteroffensive.
Yep.
Now we see how this timeline pays off.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, that is another good go around there. Why don't we call it here?
Alrighty.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.